Sunday, November 6th. It's kind of chilly in the Sables d'Olonne. A thin layer of frost covers the pontoon. This famous pontoon about 900 feet long, at the end of which every 4 years a door opens onto the open sea, onto adventure, and much more. For now, all is calm, even if not for long. The start of a Vendee Globe resembles a symphony in 3 movements. Upon the opening, one senses the main theme to be emotion. The regulars may well display a fake smile. It certainly doesn't reflect their inner feelings on that particular day on the pontoon of the most mythical open sea race there is. It's the 3rd time, and it's still as emotional. In the end, that's why this isn't a race like any other. What is there to say about the new kids caught unaware, even if warned, by this emotional overflow? With his Corto Maltese look, Alain Roura, 23, is the youngest competitor ever in the history of the Vendee Globe. I think this is the best day of my life. No words can explain it. It's a dream come true, a challenge to oneself. I feel a great pride being here today and see this crowd on the pontoon. I'm very, very honored to be here. Embraces, kisses, appointments are set for in 2.5–3 months' time. Then you're reminded not to hang about, otherwise upsetting a very precise schedule. So then, anchors are raised just before interpreting a grand suite. And for already having been through it, some know the score better.
It's a special moment, special day, and I look forward to this canal. It's a unique experience.
Come as neighbors, some from afar. 350,000 are announced. Figures that make your head spin, but for most Earthlings, it's a cheap onboarding called the imaginary, which can take them very far. The level of emotion while going up the channel, it's a child's dream, this Vendee Globe. It's going to be strong. It's already intense. It's an emotion that remains intact because it's something so very special to take off for long months at sea and leave everyone behind. What's going through Kojiro Shiraishi's mind, dressed as a samurai, a warrior, as he sails down the channel? One sure thing, the first Asian competitor in the Vendee Globe couldn't be expecting such elation. Morgan Lagravière, overwhelmed by emotion, will he be ready to pick up the challenge of her first world around? Armel Lecléache, heavy favorite, does he feel any pressure? We'd love to know what runs through their mind during the most amazing procession sailing competition has to offer. When the channel moves away of the wake, the score is played at another tempo. It picks up speed. Time to shift to racing mode. Maneuver towards the open sea, the start line. Wait until the last moment to disembark the team members. And place yourself so as to be best positioned at 1:02 p.m. And when Prince Albert de Monaco signals the start of the 8th Vendee Globe, we can easily imagine there's a strong feeling of relief for the 29 competitors. I love open sea, and now I'm off for good. Going really far, so I'm very, very happy. It's crazy. Wow, what a day. Holy cow. I had been told about going up the channel. I still have a lump in my throat. Yeah, still have a huge lump in my throat. It was so intense. Thomas Rion's still under emotional stress, while Romain Athanasiou sets a few facts straight. All right, see you in 3 months? 3 months? 3 months. Holy cow. The 8th Vendee Globe is launched, and well launched, except for Didac Costa. Boat at a stop less than 1 hour into the race, a ballast hose that disconnects, water that spills and damages the electric system. no other solution than to go back to port. I came in and saw there was water all inside the boat. So I decided to disconnect the electronics to avoid huge damages, then evaluate what needed to be done. Since I hadn't gone too far, the wisest was to head back for a complete revision of the boat and set off again as soon as possible. Set off again, yes, but with the condition not to exceed the 10 days limit, after which the Spaniard wouldn't be allowed to cast off. Past the night for the ones at sea, we can tell things didn't drag on in the Bay of Biscay. Only favorites are found at the front, a trio of foilers composed of, in the right order, Armel Lecléache, Jean-Pierre Dick, and Alex Thomson, all in a 3 miles knot. We also note that second-to-last generation boats with straight keels haven't given in. One of them, PRB, was seen in the morning of November 7th off the coast of A Coruña. We get by. It's important not to be too far by Cape Finisterre. I think I did what was needed last night, but it took a lot out of me. And for good reasons. A very unstable northern wind and uncomfortable waters didn't spare bodies nor machines. Direct witness Morgan Lagravière, while crossing Sébastien Josse, had the good idea to turn on his camera. We're off Cape Finisterre, and we have our friend Jojo, who began to heave, who's bearing off on Gitana. Uncool. Having performed a great start of the race, Safran's skipper wasn't spared with troubles. We had problems with electronics, internet connection wouldn't function, and some trouble with her temperamental sail, which is now nicely rolled up on its cable. Well, it's rather good news for the end of the day. Was finally able to nap shortly, eat a little, which had been a little complicated to do until now. That's it. While Kojiro Shiraishi is barely starting to get his sea legs. I've been seasick since the start, and it was difficult. Yesterday, I stopped vomiting, and today had my first meal. So I'm waiting to feel better, to be in harmony with the boat, and finish off this Vendee Globe nicely. 24 hours into the race, the leaders, Alex Thomson at their head, cross Cape Finisterre. The Hugo Boss skipper decides to jibe with the idea of best negotiating a high-pressure ridge up on the Gibraltar latitude.
Models initially thought that was a good idea, but I'm not so sure it's a good idea anymore. But I'm not too far out of the game, so if it doesn't pay, then for sure I'll still be in the hunt. We're trying to sneak south, trying to pass a ridge, or the ridge is going to move south with us before allowing us to pass it, and then we'll be into the trade winds and rocking south to the equator.
Thomson to the east, not for very long, westwards all the others. Of course, the ridge slows down the head of the race, to the pursuers' benefit, who get to catch up and breathe a little. Such rainbows you don't see very often, and it's not a fake, it's for real. Isn't it great? So here, after muscular crossing of the Bay of Biscay, here's some little winds. We're very close by. You don't see him in the back, but Vincent Riou is here, and Yann Eliès isn't far. So definite contact in this beginning of the race. Seb Josse is right there. Morgan a little below, and Yann, who's crossing just behind. Jeremy's also 200 meters away. Hi, Jerem. The weak winds give a chance to all competitors to breathe and appreciate their sailing. Welcome on New Rest Matmut. We don't give away our music. We'll soon hoist the spinnaker and then all on the port tack towards the trade winds. Life is beautiful. Hi from onboard Initiative Coeur. We hoisted the Jenniker with the dolphins. We're off for the world around, yeah! Arnaud Bossier's world around is also made of strange encounters. Either you do the Vendee Globe the way we do, or play it Robinson Crusoe-like. I don't know where he's going, but he's not quite there yet. I'm surprised to see you so close to Portugal. In any case, hope our encounter brings you luck, that you'll have good winds, so not to get stuck. That's the worst, I think. Yeah, that's nice, very nice. It's good. See you around. Among the leaders, this start of the race is a little my turn, your turn. 6 different boats have led the fleet since the start, but leaving the high, Banque Populaire leads with a step ahead. Armel Lecléache, a serene skipper, draws an evaluation of the first week. It's a start, but we're well off, beginning to take our marks on board. There hasn't been much damage on the boats behind, so that's good. And for us, all is smooth for now, so let's enjoy. Alex Thomson didn't make the most out of it. Quite some ground's lost in the 48 hours. At least, the Hugo Boss skipper is clear-headed.
Clearly, the jibe I made off of Finisterre was a huge mistake, and I've been beating myself up about it. No real excuses, shouldn't have made the mistake, and I've paid for it dearly, but being positive, working hard, and moving forwards, I hope.
Another learning is that until now, the second-to-last generation boats with straight keels keep pace with the foilers, as shown by Vincent Riou on PRB and Paul Meillat on SMA. Far, very far from the global regatta drawn by these boats, another race, against the clock, has already been won by Didac Costa. The Spaniard was able to repair his ballast, change his electric system on time. Now, as he crosses the start line for the second time of his world tour, more than 2,000 kilometers separate him from the head of the fleet. A head of fleet already heading to the next mark, a kind of border post between the globe's north and south, the Equator. The first competitors should reach it at the beginning of next week. The race will then change its face. We're in the trade winds, it's warm, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Just hoisted the Jenniker to luff a little, and we're crossing Madeira. I'll be able to sleep a little, wind is stabilizing. Alright, bye now.
Bonjour à tous, on est le 11 novembre à bord de PRB, voilà. Ça fait déjà 5 jours qu'on est parti et cette nuit on a passé les îles des Canaries et on se dirige vers le Cap Vert, voilà. Alors un début de course qui a été super dur parce qu'on n'a pas beaucoup dormi, voilà. Mais bon, à bord de PRB ça se passe plutôt pas mal puisque on est second depuis hier. Et on est second derrière Armel Lecléache. Alors Armel, on le voit sur l'écran de l'ordinateur. C'est le petit point vert qui est là. Voilà, Banque Populaire. Et alors c'est assez sympa d'être de visu comme ça avec un concurrent. Ça permet un petit peu de s'étalonner. Alors il y a des moments où il va vite, des moments où il va moins vite. Ça reste une bonne solution pour avoir le rythme, voilà. Et écoutez, bonne journée à tous et à bientôt.
By the Canary Islands, the boats ahead dive down south, taking advantage of the northeast sustained trade winds, 400 miles in 24 hours. Foilers have let loose and are at the outposts. Only 2 boats with straight keels put up a splendid fight. To the west, Paul Meillat with his SMA racing with Jérémy Bayou. Eastwards, and at the head of the race, Vincent Riou, only 3 miles away, is in a tight fight with Armel Lecléache. It's sure that at the speed we're going, I've got to kick in hard to keep up with the foilers. I didn't think I could do it so well. I knew it would be complicated to keep the boat at its maximum potential. I noticed sometimes Armel must take the helm, and then the boat really flies. There's real differential. We kind of sailed together since yesterday. It's nice to have someone like Vincent, who's rather fast and who's held up a nice course since the start. He's a good travel companion. Otherwise, with milder conditions under the trade winds these last 24 hours, skippers have been able to send us nice shots of life on board.
Venez.
Come over here.
Je vais vous montrer un truc.
I'm going to show you something. Look, on my boat, I have a soda machine. I make my own champagne with these idyllic conditions.
Cheers.
Here it's heavy, trade wind rain, boat at 20 knots on the spinnaker. I can guarantee it's no time to rest. When it's like that, you gotta be ready to slack off. Which doesn't confirm, in this case, the old saying, if you slack off, you're a coward. Here, if you don't slack off, you're an idiot. The good news is that the next great crossing, the Doldrums, famous for its wind shortages, isn't very active. All good for the leaders who could tumble into the southern hemisphere less than 9 days into the race.
Hi everyone. Well, started to go pretty fast now. Averaging quite close, if not exceeding at times 20 knots. And the wind is a little up and down. 17 to sometimes 24 knots, so it's difficult to get the right sail plan without being underpowered and overpowered very quickly. Obviously we're early stages of the game, so don't want to be pushing too hard, don't want to break anything. But yeah, apart from that, all pretty good. It's getting warm, and warm is good, but it'll soon be very warm, particularly when I'm charging the batteries downstairs with the engine. It becomes almost unbearable. And this little roof here gets allows a bit of circulation going, so it's pretty good for that, but it does get a bit sticky down here. It's like a cave. Sometimes it's very hard to get it warm, but then once it's warm, it's very hard to get it cold. Been making miles on the competition. Got the lead two ahead of me. They're about 50 miles ahead, and then the other group of four are down here on my beam. So they're going pretty well. I've been going a little bit faster in the last day or so I'm pretty happy about that. And just heading south, trying to get to the equator, get to the Doldrums as quick as possible, but still going to have to decide what I do about the Cape Verdes. Do I go leave them on the port side? Do I go through them, or there's even the option to leave them on my starboard side? So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. Over the next 24 hours, I see the wind increasing a little bit. I'm going to need some more sail changes. So we probably see the speeds increase and the stress factor go up. Apart from the stress, all's good on board.